The production enters its final phase as filming concludes for the character Elphaba Throp, marking a significant milestone for everyone involved. The director reflects on the challenging journey that spanned months and for some, years or even decades, marveling at how unbelievable the path has been from the outset. The entire crew is acknowledged for their dedication to the characters and the project, with excitement and happiness running high at the achievement. There is a strong sense of destiny surrounding the opportunity to create Wicked. The director, having always aspired to work on Wicked, recounts discovering Gregory Maguire's novel around 24 years ago. Initial attempts to adapt the story to film did not capture the necessary magic until a conversation with composer Stephen Schwartz shifted perspectives. Schwartz suggested the story must begin as a stage musical, and this notion unlocked creative possibilities as the story seemed to demand music. The early workshops of the musical left a deep impression due to their relevance and originality. The concept of reimagining The Wizard of Oz made a profound impact, and viewing the original Broadway cast was a life-changing experience for one of the team members who was struck by the transformative nature of the show. The production is described as inherently cinematic and suited to the big screen. The pursuit of the film adaptation was relentless, driven by a deep-seated belief in its potential. The director is praised for bringing heart and energy to the project and for his boldness in exploring new narrative directions. Those closest to the production see him as uniquely suited to direct Wicked. Casting presented a significant challenge as the story relies fundamentally on the relationship between Galinda and Elphaba. The team embarked on an extensive search across continents, considering both stars and newcomers. Ultimately, they remained open-minded in their quest to find the right actors for these iconic roles, aware that participation meant becoming part of a celebrated duo. While there was initial interest in finding unknowns, the difficulty of the musical numbers highlighted the need for prominent professionals. One actress describes how she sensed the film would be made long ago, but doubted she would ever have the chance to participate. When the casting process began, she instructed her team only to notify her if there was a genuine chance for her involvement. The process included a comprehensive audition and camera test, which involved singing, rehearsal, and acting, into which she committed deeply. Following impressive auditions and performances, including a powerful rendition of Defying Gravity, she was selected for the role of Elphaba, her vulnerability and talent leaving a lasting impression. Meanwhile, Ariana Grande, a well-known figure, had openly expressed her wish to play the role and persistently sought an opportunity to audition for many years. Despite initial reservations that her celebrity status might overshadow the film, she demonstrated versatility and growth in each audition. She thoroughly developed the character of Glinda, even adapting her wardrobe to fit the role in preparation. Her audition included several songs from the musical, and her commitment to earning the role based on performance rather than reputation was evident. Ultimately, Grande overcame personal challenges and earned her place as Glinda, proving herself to be the right choice. The chemistry and compatibility between the leads were repeatedly verified, and their vocal abilities were closely matched. The pivotal moment came when offers were extended, solidly confirming the casting choices and signifying a new chapter for the production. Emotion filled the room as gratitude and joy overcame the performer upon being chosen for the coveted role of Glinda the Good in the film adaptation. Promising to honor and care for the character, she expressed deep affection and excitement for the journey ahead. The production team, led by John Chu, had conducted extensive auditions, leaving no role untested, insisting that every actor earn their place through merit. Casting, Chu believed, was the foundation of the entire film. For the actor portraying Fiyero, the process was equally profound. His earliest experiences with Wicked had been unforgettable, an introduction through music that struck him with awe. He viewed Fiyero as embodying the energy and spirit once reserved for female leads in earlier cinematic eras, passionate, free, and irresistibly alive. Bringing life to the role, he expressed appreciation for the opportunity to collaborate with his co-stars and felt honored to be part of the dynamic between the two witches. Michelle Yeoh, long acquainted with Chu, read the script and saw potential that extended beyond its pages. Her interpretation of Madame Morrible emphasized the character's refined manipulation and commanding presence, blending trust with quiet power. Her director described her as the perfect balance, someone who commanded belief, yet harbored immense strength. Although new to the musical genre, Yeoh fully embraced it, her performance captivating and chilling. For the character of the wizard, the role demanded an actor who could capture attention instantly, someone capable of delivering depth in brief appearances. Jeff Goldblum brought whimsy, cosmic curiosity, and a sense of timeless wonder to the part, embodying both mystery and warmth. Constantly engaged in conversations about character and meaning, he infused each moment with energy and respect for the world of the story. To him, participating in this version of Oz became a personal journey of humility and artistic renewal. Ethan Slater reflected on his lifelong connection to The Wizard of Oz, recalling early performances as a child before eventually portraying Bok. He added humor and sincerity to the role, making it both comical and endearing. Around him, the team discussed the film's various casting revelations, including a deeply personal and emotional reveal for Marissa, who portrayed Nessa. Her portrayal carried both the strength of independence and the sensitivity of youth, grappling with identity. As the first authentically disabled actress to play the role, she brought a new, genuine depth to Nessa's character. Peter Dinklage, lending his presence to the CGI-rendered Professor Dillamond, brought warmth and introspection to the film. His vocal performance, often recorded in solitude, captured both humor and heartfelt connection, blending the gravitas of age with the gentle affection the character held for Elphaba. For many in the cast, Wicked represented more than a film. It was a formative artistic memory. Some had first encountered it in the theater, others as students or lifelong fans. Bowen Yang and Bronwyn James found playful chemistry in their respective roles, their on-screen camaraderie evolving into a lively rhythm of improvisation and friendly competition that delighted the crew. At the center of it all, Cynthia Erivo embraced her physical transformation with dedication, opting to embody Elphaba's signature green skin through full makeup rather than computer effects. Her decision reflected her love for transformation itself, the process of becoming something extraordinary through art. She found joy in becoming someone else, viewing it as a profound way to serve as a vessel for the story and the person she portrayed. When conceiving her character's appearance, she imagined skin with a textured surface. The green hue running through it was not simply painted on, it was intrinsic, as though embedded in her DNA. The director believed that maintaining body paint for extended hours would be too demanding, but the actress's dedication made it possible. Researching her role, she noticed that the original Wicked Witch design included distinctive nails. This detail inspired her to portray the character's transformation not only as a witch, but also as a woman. Keeping her nails done became an extension of her self-expression. Stepping onto the set as a green-skinned figure sparked collective wonder and activated the imagination of everyone present. The first time the team saw her fully transformed, emotion overtook them. Her freckled green skin made the fantasy come alive. As filming began, she moved with a calm integration of character and personhood so seamlessly that the makeup ceased to seem like a costume. The transformation taught her to appreciate her own appearance more deeply, embracing all the differences she had once overlooked. Her hat and broom became emblems of identity. The design of the broom was intentionally otherworldly, the top shaped like a hand, symbolizing power once the character finally claimed it. The iconic hat, initially offered to her character as a joke, evolved into a symbol of empowerment. It came alive with the same energy the witch herself channeled. The actors committing to their roles shared a parallel experience of physical transformation. Every corset, shoe, and layer of fabric altered posture and self-perception. Understanding the movement of the body became key to discovering the characters. The costume designer crafted Glinda's gowns using inspiration from the Fibonacci spiral, striking a balance between mathematical structure and creative flow. Glinda's wardrobe sparkled with pink hues, layered fabrics, and iridescent tones. Each piece expressed warmth, softness, and feminine grace. The actress portraying her found that the makeup light, warm and natural, reshaped her entire image. Even shedding the costume for the last time brought an emotional release, a reflection of how deeply she had come to inhabit the role. Through performing and embracing trust in herself, she experienced healing and personal growth. The symbolic interplay of pink and green reflected the harmony of opposites, light and dark, difference and balance, both clashing and complementing in equal measure. For the director, movement itself was a cinematic language. Drawing from his background in dance, he envisioned a world where motion told the story. Massive auditions attracted thousands of performers diverse in shape, size, and age, each adding authenticity to the fictional land of Oz. Choreography was created with intention and emotional resonance, ensuring every step connected to meaning. One actor noted the director's gift for blending theatrical expression with cinematic realism, blurring the boundary between stage and screen. Extensive rehearsals helped the cast internalize these movements, merging physicality with narrative instinct. Filming dance sequences with massive ensembles came with pressure, particularly during technically demanding scenes, such as the tornado wheel, which required synchronized acrobatics. The production recruited dancers skilled in parkour, finding that their athleticism harmonized with the physical demands of the set. Amid these challenges, the performers discovered trust both in themselves and in the collective artistry surrounding them. The cast embodied a diverse range of disciplines, including breakdancing, hip-hop, contemporary, and musical theater, each contributing something unique. Space was generously given for personal creativity, allowing each dancer to build character through movement. In this world, every participant possessed their own kind of power. For one performer, exploring Fiero's charm and leadership became an exploration of influence, the magnetic quality that draws others in, much like the dance that defined the rhythm of Oz. The creative team reflected on the moment when everything aligned, the choreography, the movement, and the style that defined their vision. They had experimented with the motion of clicking heels and stomping, discovering that a straight-legged stance performed a striking, otherworldly presence. The group had begun developing this choreography months earlier, investing countless hours of work and thought into perfecting it. Their collaboration culminated in a shared sense of accomplishment and mutual admiration for each other's dedication. Nessa's dance in the Ozdust had been envisioned as an expression of freedom and authenticity. The choreographers sought to craft a number as thrilling and exquisite as any in the entire film. Learning the movements inspired one of the dancers, who had never considered herself a strong performer in that art, to embrace dancing as a means of expression and confidence. For the creative director, the scene evolved from being about the desire to walk to embodying the pure urge to dance. In crafting Nessa's joy and growth, the team mirrored her curiosity and willingness to learn. Another moment at the Ozdust, featuring Elphaba's solo, became one of the defining sequences. Developing Elphaba's dance language was a highlight for the choreographers. Her movements, slightly unconventional yet deeply personal, reflected her unique energy and character. The quietness of the scene amplified its vulnerability, as there was no music to guide her, only silence and her own emotions. The focus shifted from formal choreography to a symbolic exploration of what Elphaba was trying to say through motion, how she breathed, where she looked, and how her inner defiance shaped her gestures. When discussing Elphaba's hat, the creative vision aimed to transform a once embarrassing symbol into a source of empowerment. The prop evolved from something diminishing into an emblem of strength. That transformation paralleled Elphaba's journey, shaping her identity throughout the rest of the film. Cynthia's portrayal of Elphaba revealed this turning point with such tenderness that it became not only a breakthrough for her character, but also a profoundly emotional moment for Glinda. Her performance often hovered at the edge of tears, infused with honesty through every take. Those watching described it as raw, beautiful, and profoundly moving. The performance became more than a technical feat, it was an act of collective empathy. Everyone present felt the intensity of pain, loneliness, and defiance radiating through the scene. The cast and crew held space for Elphaba's story, drawn into the stillness and fragility of the performance. The memory of that day lingered in the minds of everyone there, etched as an unforgettable experience of artistry and human vulnerability. For the filmmakers, movement was a language beyond words, a direct translation of feeling. When spoken language failed, singing carried what could not otherwise be conveyed. Through this philosophy, the characters' most profound thoughts and conflicts emerged in music and motion. The approach to singing in the production emphasized authenticity over perfection. Some performances were intentionally unpolished, allowing emotional truth to take precedence over polish and refinement. Certain songs demanded to be recorded live, capturing spontaneous moments of connection. The production set itself apart by turning the film set into a fully functional recording studio, eliminating background noise to preserve the purity of each vocal performance. Performers embraced the challenge of singing live. They connected more intimately to the lyrics, music, and to one another, letting the story unfold organically. The experience was likened to an unseen concert, powerful and emotionally immersive. Observers noted how every element, from comedy to fear, was heightened by this immediacy. The live voices filled the studio with energy that could not be replicated in post-production. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere thrived on imagination, teamwork, and daily collaboration. Each person contributed to transforming the vision into a tangible world that audiences could feel. The filmmakers aimed for Oz to feel both fantastical and believable, requiring grand-scale construction and design. Massive backlots were built, each larger than anything the designers had previously undertaken, culminating in the full realization of Munchkinland and the Yellow Brick Road. In this immersive space, fantasy became reality. 9 million tulips were planted as if embedded in an amazing giant rainbow. The term Munchkin referred not to a person's size, but to a culture of people characterized by red hair, curly locks, and freckles. Munchkinland was described as a place where people worked with their hands, cultivating Oz and harvesting colors for paints directly from tulips. Glinda cared deeply for these inhabitants, seeing their innocence and recognizing their need for guidance or inspiration. The set of Shiz University was regarded as the most extraordinary the crew had ever seen, so vast that parts had never been fully explored without guided tours. Its atmosphere evoked locations like the south of France or Venice with an incredible level of detail. The set included boats with real water and a river explicitly created for the production. An actor recalled wanting to arrive at Shiz on suitcases, defying stunt team concerns, because this element was a significant part of Glinda's character that fans would miss otherwise. The actor humorously identified as the fangirl quietly stood in the corner, gatekeeping. The location contained elements from Rhinebeck, New York, known as the Big Pear. The physicality of the set, with stone-like textures and carefully crafted spaces, contributed notably to the immersive world-building. Every detail was thoughtfully designed, allowing actors to feel it, which in turn enhanced their performance experience. At the Ozdust set, everything appeared to be made of crystal and was crafted as an all-practical setup. A giant tray of water was suspended above the dance floor, illuminated to reveal swirling patterns of water, adding a remarkable visual detail. The Emerald City set was the last constructed and featured a 62-ton, 10-foot-high train that symbolized a powerful clockwork vehicle. It impressed onlookers during its first appearance in the city. The area was filled with little shops featuring various artisans, as well as real-world objects like snow globes with Ozian designs, magazines, and newspapers, creating a fully realized world without the need to frame out any non-real elements. The Wizard's throne room was designed with a Mayan temple-style brick pattern, utilizing the Wizard's signature colors and aggression, which gave it a hard-edged architectural look unlike the more natural Shiz sets. The Wizard's head was a mechanical marvel, weighing 2 tons, built with 65 panels and 13 inputs to control facial movements. Actors navigated beneath this head with caution. One actor reflected on childhood dreams inspired by the show, singing, arriving dramatically, and making people laugh, which was considered the greatest joy. Glinda was described as embodying this spirit throughout, with authentic comedic moments that were subtle and sincere, not forced. The balance between polished Ozian choreography and natural comedic beats was achieved collaboratively. Spontaneous changes during performances were encouraged to maintain the character's dynamic and authenticity, true to Glinda's essence. Observing this vivacity and adaptability was a pleasurable experience for the cast. Performing stunts like hanging on a chandelier brought both fun and memorable moments, such as a humorous reaction from a co-actor. Another cast member highlighted the remarkable dancing skills exhibited, noting that the world had yet to see the full extent of this talent. The dance number leading up to the finale, Popular, was refined through iterations, with various potential endings considered instead of a simple hallway dance. The team was nearing the moment to film a crucial scene when John and Alice envisioned the hallway filled with soft pink light, imagining it as the setting for a small dance sequence. With only a few hours to rehearse that day before shooting the following morning, the cast quickly prepared. During a light-hearted moment, one performer executed an impressively high kick, surprising everyone with her effortless grace. That spontaneous display led Chu to realize they had found the perfect ending for the Popular segment. In this single uncut shot, Glinda, played by Ariana, carried the scene to its sparkling finale, evoking the glamour of classic Hollywood through their own distinctive lens. As the production progressed, discussions turned to the nature of Elphaba's powers. The creative team reflected that her strength did not lie merely in the magic of flight, but in her profound connection with nature and its elemental forces, chief among them gravity. It was a force both grounding and liberating, capable of pulling down or lifting, depending on one's relationship with it. The sequence centered around defying gravity held deep emotional significance. The director and cast described it as a song that transcended its theatrical origins, tapping into a universal yearning for freedom and self-realization. For the lead actress, the opportunity felt fated, something handed to her by the universe, accompanied by a clear choice to either embrace or neglect the responsibility of the role. She committed fully to the effort. From a director's perspective, finding an actor who could perform complex stunts, convey nuanced emotion, and sing beautifully while synchronizing all these elements was a rare fortune. The actress insisted on performing her own stunts, determined to experience the physical sensations of flight firsthand. The harnesses and movements presented unexpected challenges. She had to adjust her breathing to sustain her vocals, but she valued the authenticity it brought to the performance. It allowed her to embody the sensation of soaring, falling, and ultimately rising again. Despite its sweeping scale, the project remained grounded in human emotion. The filmmakers emphasized that beneath the spectacle, it was a story about flawed, striving individuals, learning and evolving. In one of the film's most symbolic sequences, Elphaba's first attempt at flight began not with triumph, but with a fall moment representing both vulnerability and transcendence. During the musical development process, Eriva was encouraged by both Stevens Oramus and Schwartz to make the iconic song her own. Having performed the original version for years, she found it exhilarating to reinterpret the piece anew and to feel her own version solidify into something equally resonant. The production encompassed 2 separate films, each crafted to stand independently while maintaining emotional continuity. In the first chapter, Glinda's internal struggle became a focal point, capturing her conflict between duty and authenticity. Ariana described the challenge of portraying Glinda's goodness sincerely while exploring her private doubts. Erivo, in contrast, expressed excitement about diving deeper into Elphaba's physicality and complexity, seeking to understand the resilience and darkness that defined her journey. Chu admitted he remained in awe of the process and the privilege of bringing Wicked to the screen, describing the experience as nothing short of a dream, realized one he felt eager for the world to see finally.